in terms of sport and low-risk sport and categories, and national associations have had a lot of questions, and I think that was due to the SI that came out at the beginning of the week. We have since refined and made some amendments, and I will be talking on some of those points. I would like to thank the National Sports Associations for their patience. We know everyone is eager to get back to sport in their different capacities, and so we are going to be doing our best to ensure that we are abiding by not just the national guidelines but also the WHO guidelines when they speak to sport. Our first and main priority is in terms of safeguarding the people of Zimbabwe, and that is our athletes included. And so the best way in which to do this is to be able to classify sports in low risk, medium risk, and high risk. And obviously low risk meaning less contact or no contact, because that is how there will be less chance of spreading COVID-19. I'm joined with the Director of Sport and my Director of Legal, and we are now just going to walk through a few of the main changes. The first main change is the definition of low risk. Previously we mentioned specific sports codes. We have taken out the specific sports codes. As per the WHO guidelines, low risk is meaning non-contact sports and low risk of transmission. So we will follow those guidelines, and now that is what the SI will speak to. Secondly, all sports codes need to apply through SRC to the ministry or minister if they would like to train, compete, or exercise, provided that they meet and comply with all national and WHO safeguarding guidelines. If a sports association is found non-compliant, they will be asked to immediately cease all activities, and they could face criminal sanction. The third is all sports facilities or responsible authorities or venues have to keep and maintain a logbook of all persons entering and exiting them, and they must keep these logbooks for a minimum of 1 month. The next one is there are no spectators or competition unless specifically authorized, and again, if found in breach, will be immediately shut down and could face criminal sanction. And lastly, it is mentioned that there was no sale of alcohol, but there is further no sale of food to be eaten at venues, facilities, and but takeaways will be allowed. So those are the main changes and amendments that have been made. We would like now to ask all national sports associations to send in to the SRC their plans of how they would reopen. They will then be vetted, and it will then come through to the ministry for final approval. As I said, the WHO guidelines and the national guidelines need to be taken into full consideration. The sports codes will be notified in the next few days of which classification they are. So that means whether they are low risk, medium risk, or high risk. The ministry, along with SRC, along with doctors, have gone through the different sports codes, and we have been guided by the WHO guidelines in terms of which sports fall into the different categories. Once the national associations have received those categories, they will then come back to the SRC with their plans on moving forward. And then final approval will then be given from the ministry. As I said, no spectators or competitions at this time. That will be a separate authority that is needed, and hence national associations will then be asked to start that process separately to the process of them wanting to go back and open. With that, I hope that things are more clear. And again, I thank the National Sports Associations for their patience with us. I look forward to everybody abiding by the rules. Please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.